You're listening to the B4evaKool podcast. My name is Rex45.
And my name is TJ with Two Wheels and Coffee.
What's going on, man?
Bikes, bikes, and more bikes. What we're about.
Got
So,
bikes in the back of that. Bikes in the back of that. For real.
any news I hear about bikes, I'm just interested. So, you know,
Yeah, I
here to
feel
talk
you.
about some World SuperBike.
Say that last part
So we're
again.
here to talk about some World SuperBike.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it's one of those things like we couldn't talk about MotoGP and World Superbike in the same show because they're both been pretty epic so far.
Oh yeah. Uh couldn't wait for race 2 for World SuperBike, which is at Catalunya. And mind you, the first race for them was in February.
Right.
So they had like over a month off after their first race. So it was something to look out for, sure, and it was exciting to see.
Definitely. I don't even really want to jump in. I mean, I guess let's talk about race one on Saturday. Uh, what are your thoughts?
I mean, it was a dogfight. Just interested to see who would jump out to the front. I mean, it was back and forth for a lot of the laps going through to the very end. And it was a big battle, pretty much the whole race. For race one,
Right.
you know, Top Rock pulled it off, and that's a whole nother epic ending to that. So,
Were you surprised by that, or uh,
I mean, at first I was, it's when you're riding, you try not to look back or think what's behind you. You try to push forward, and you try to take corners, the right way.
right?
But coming down to the end, um, I was actually pretty surprised. Top Rack pulled it off. It just showed the fight that he has in him.
Right. And he commented, Rossi did it to Lorenzo, so he figured, hey, why not give it a try?
So you think while he was riding, like 2 laps to go, he had like a little icon pop up in his head, just saw Rossi do it, and then he was like, "All right, I'm gonna try it."
Listen, man, maybe. I think last year the Yamaha wouldn't have been able to do that. So the BMW got a lot of legs underneath it, and it showed. With him on the bike, so it was. I mean, it was pretty fun. It's pretty fun to watch. I wasn't sure how Top Rocker was going to do. I mean, obviously he got on the podium in the first round and stuff like that, but still, you just never know. But like for him, it seems like he has a possibility to chase down the championship.
I think so. That move was very aggressive, very bold. A lot of people would try it, and to pull that move off and steal first, and that messed up Bautista's drive. His Bulaga was right behind him.
Right.
Well, in between all of that mess, and ended up pulling out a second place, and Bautista still squeaked by with a third, but he was in first place right before the last corner.
Right.
But I really think Top Rock has a chance for what he proved this weekend, jumping on a new manufacturer and just locking in
Right. Right.
and pulling out results already from race one and now race two.
Yeah, I completely agree with that overall. Even though we haven't talked about the rest of the whole weekend yet, but I think after the weekend, you can say that about him. I think Bautista, if he wants to get a three-peat, man, he got some dogs to fight off, right? I mean, Bulaga, his teammate, Top Rock. And the Yamaha boys haven't even sorted out yet, and even Lowell's. Either, I mean, either one of the lows, you know what I'm saying. So it seems like we got like 8 to 10 riders in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of aggressive riders out there showing they want to win.
Right.
Like I said, the Lowe's brothers and especially what is it, Alex? Yeah, Alex Lowe's is putting in a show right now.
Yeah, he's putting in work for sure. But and when you look at the weekend, uh, the three names. Inoni is the only name, and he had opportunities to be on the podium more than once as well. But Top Rock and Bautista, those are the two that been on the podium all three races for the weekend. And you see the other two guys around them who are pretty close. So it's possible that those two can jump out front, but I don't think so though. Top Rock and
Yeah.
Bautista.
Like I said, now they got other riders that want to contend. So I don't know if it's something they got to figure out other rider styles to, when somebody's in the way to make sure they're in front of them or get around them because it's another challenge.
Right,
Um, he's so used to riding with Bautista, knowing what he can do when he can pass him, and vice versa with Bautista to Top Rock. Now you got Alex Lowe's in the mix, Ioni and Bulaga, and you just don't know exactly the moves they can make, and it's just another challenge throughout the season. So I think there's a lot of front runners.
right,
Uh,
right.
I don't know if they can run away with it, but you know, just the suspense for it is what I'm waiting for.
Right, and it's possible. I mean, I say, as I say, the two that's going to run away with it. In first place, you got Bulaga, and I mean, as long as he's finishing in the top three, he has a pretty good shot at it right now. Alvarez right there in second place. Alex Lowe's in third place on that Kawi. Top Rock fourth place, but if he keeps going, I think that's going to change. And again, Noni, so and Petrucci, right? So we got these top six, seven guys that as long as they stay on the bike and no mechanicals,
Right.
they got a pretty good shot.
The top four is within 15 points. It looks like, uh, or 16. So Bulaga with 87.
Right,
And then 75 for Bautista and Lowe's, and then Top Rock with 71. So, like you said, if no mechanical, no slip ups that pushes them back just in the back of the field, I mean,
right.
Bulaga will be all right. Not to mention, not to go too far, but he's talking about the points that he's going to get arm pump surgery. So hopefully that turns out well.
Yeah, it's interesting how some riders get affected by that more than You look at the VR 46 Academy riders; most of those guys, I don't think, have had arm pump surgery in that. So it's interesting to see, but hopefully it'll be. It usually is a quick turnaround. So hopefully for him, he won't miss a beat and be back out there by the next round.
I guess they did it right on schedule right after uh the second round. So looks like he might have time to get it all together and not miss a beat. And he's in a good position, so that would be unfortunate if that slows him down.
Right. No, I completely agree.
What can you do?
This is part of racing, man. I mean that is it, right? Trying to make it to the very end of the series and stuff like that. So and race two and the sprint race again. I mean, like, pretty impressive, stuff from the top riders.
Yeah, I mean, after race one, uh, knowing that you're supposed to not supposed to win, but you had the win right there.
Right.
Alvaro Bautista felt like he wasn't having that anymore. I think that he usually always wins at this track anyway.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep. I think he did a
so
three-peat last year.
yeah, so he had to put it together. I mean, knowing what's at stake, like you can't. I know it's early in the season, but you gotta start strong. So I mean, he did really well. It was another showdown. We finished first, Bautista and Bulaga again right behind him.
Right. Yeah, man.
And then top ranks are the same three.
I'm torn between the BMW and the Ducati, the Panigale or that M1000.
The BMW is growing.
It is, and it's pretty cool to see a little bit of rumors also that they might entertain going into World into MotoGP.
Hope so. I mean, I was talking about it a long time ago, man.
Right.
Like, I mean, I didn't know that Kawasaki dropped out of MotoGP a long time ago, and then
Yeah.
my bike that I like, Suzuki, dropped out, and
Came
like, who
back.
else can you bring in but more Ducatis? Huh? But
Uh,
yeah, that would be great if BMW can get their foot in their door.
I think so. I absolutely think so. Now, what do you think about the super sport class? The races the past weekend.
Um, I mean, I think they were pretty cool. They were also nice and fun to watch. Let me see. They had what we got? I mean, Montella,
Yuri Montella.
yeah, Dieter Montella and Schroeder. I mean, they were just interesting to watch. I mean, like they're all fast guys. And I mean, they're very close in points standings right now, so
Right.
it's kind of the same fight where no mistakes can be made, and they got to go down, put out solid laps throughout
Right.
the
Yeah.
whole race.
Yeah. It looks like Yuri Montella, Schroeder, and Manzi might be they're the front runners right now. And if they keep it up, they might run again. Not say run away with it, but the guy in fourth place got 44 points. So that's you fall behind a couple more races. That's going to be hard to make up if these guys are running the way they're running. And I mean, it's interesting because you got three different manufacturers in the top three.
Yeah, I mean, three different manufacturers with all around the same points. I mean, they looking pretty strong. And like I said, if any mistakes, like it's so hard to catch back up and get that data and try to compete for a championship. So it's cool to see three different manufacturers because we're always used to seeing uh obviously the one same brand
Right.
um take control. But I think
Are
Manzi's
you,
riding
are you
really
trying to
well.
say something, TJ?
I mean, it's good to see Ducati front runners.
I mean, we gotta get you on a duck. We gotta get you on a duck. I think you'll, your tone might be a little bit different after that.
Maybe on the track, not on the street.
You have to keep in mind Jonathan Ray won 6 world titles on Cowie. So I mean, and after the fifth one, I don't think anybody was complaining. So
Yeah, one day, get
so
on the duck.
hopefully, yeah. No, we'll get you on. And definitely, if you make it down this way, or I'm sure somebody at the track will let you take their duck around on the track for a track day. But no, it's nice to see BMW in the mix in the middleweight class. It's nice to see MV Augusta in the mix as well, and also even though Yamaha is essentially hasn't been changed since I don't know 22 or something like that. To still see that bike running with these Gen 2 bikes because you race the R6. I race a R6 is they're one of the most popular track bikes out there, and to see them still running up front like that is pretty impressive.
Yes. I mean, the rider's giving it all, but it is pretty impressive. You got to have the right setup and everything got to flow correctly. And when that does, it's just nice to see that they're up front, like you said, for their Gen.
Gen 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any predictions for the next round? I don't even know where they are.
That's what I'm looking for right now. They're at Athens, I believe.
Oh, not MotoGP. World Superbike. World Superbike.
Yeah, they
Oh, sorry, Aston, not Austin. My bad.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a fun track. That's a nice track for the Superbikes.
That's April 19th to the 21st. So We got a couple weeks for that.
Right.
The GP would be before that. Uh, so yeah,
That
World Superbike starts off a little slow,
Oh, you?
and
Oh,
then
well, yeah. They're spaced out. Well, I think they're like 12 rounds. So that's the downside. I mean, I would love to see more rounds added as well for them because it does. I don't know. I think even though some people say MotoGP have too many rounds. I mean, I think like World Superbike if they had like 16 rounds. I think that would be a good amount of rounds to watch and to go see and stuff like that, and that will make the series more, I believe, a little bit more fun. Because when it's over, you do want to see more. You know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of like it's like it's awesome that there's 12, I think 12, 13 rounds, but it'd be nice if it was up in the 16, 17 round
they also do 3 races, two races
and a sprint,
like basically
right?
a sprint,
Yep.
in one weekend for Super Bowl and Superbike. So I mean, 3 races, 16 rounds. I guess it does add up. But
Yeah, for sure, it does add up. But I assume they also getting more money too. So,
right.
so hopefully they will be getting more money. So, I mean, I think it would add up. But I think in just the series in general, just building the series because it's I think with MotoGP last year, when it was around like, almost back to back weekends or every other weekend, that's like, that's nice to see. You know what I mean? Because you're not going like 3-4 weeks without watching a race and stuff like that. So I feel you on the World Superbike side when it's like one, then you're waiting a month for another one, and almost, you know what I mean? Like it is stretched out further, and it would be nice if it was a little bit closer because I think MotoGP usually outside of the winter break, it's in worst case it's like 3 weeks, I believe, in between a round and stuff like that, or if it's usually like every 2 weeks, give or take. So hopefully, that will. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon, but I would love to see more races in World Superbike, or more rounds, I should say.
Well, I don't know if they have like a summer break like GP does, but I'm looking at the calendar. The beginning of the Superbike is pretty spaced out, but like the last few races, like round 8, let's say, it's like the end of August, and then they have round 9, beginning of September.
Mm-hmm.
They have round 10, that's middle of September, and round 11, that's the last week in September. So I mean, that's 4 races in 5 weeks, I believe,
Right.
or 6 weeks. So they crammed at the end of the year, and that's probably when you're most fatigued, you know.
Right. Well, I mean, as a fan, definitely, because there's a lot of MotoGP happening as well. And
Right.
and and for, I try to follow BSB as well. Their season's about to start, and then obviously in the U.S. we got Motor America as well. As well that's starting up as well. So it's a lot of motorcycle racing to digest. But still,
Yeah.
I think even Motor America, more rounds would be better as well. From a
Just
fan perspective.
just watching racers battle, hitting apexes and just hitting a rev limiter. I mean, just hey, more races, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of that, before we go, as news is coming out that Formula One is trying to buy Dorna, which owns MotoGP and World Superbike. We touched a little bit on it, but let's talk a little bit more about that because um, it seems like there's a lot of, well, in this case, it's a whole organization. In your case, up north, and my case as well, the Patriots or Bill Kraft is looking to Bob Kraft is looking to sell the Patriots for around $7 billion. You're looking at MotoGP to be sold possibly for around, I think, $4 to $5 billion. You know, it's when you look at Formula One and what they've been doing from a spectator standpoint, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible. I've only seen it from television. I haven't gone in person. Hopefully, I'll get to one of these F1 races in the near future. But from what they're doing, so Do you think that it's going to come to MotoGP?
I mean, so I'm like still kind of new to what's going on. Like I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know if it's about like attracting fans or just new ideas, or obviously to bring more revenue.
Right,
Uh, but I say people like, well, amount of people in this world, a lot more people like F1 or cars, I say, opposed to motorcycles. Like, how do you get someone into to a motorcycle event and enjoy it? Some people don't understand. Um, some of my family members, they're just like, "Oh, how do you do this?" They just know that you like ride fast. Um, but for them to take over, I'm just trying to see like what the plan is, like what they want to change. I don't know if they're trying to put everything all as the same like technique or format.
right.
So like for Formula One races, they can watch MotoGP or World Superbike the same type of way or get the same access. Um,
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that you may find more celebrity fans going to MotoGP like you do in Formula One, right? When Formula One is in Miami or I think maybe anywhere in the world, there's a lot of different celebrities, So where at MotoGP, they are celebrities, but it's a handful. You know what I'm saying? It's a handful, and usually they're European celebrities as well, and stuff like that. So, we see it from when we watch the races, and they pop up whoever's in the down at on the pit on the start finish line and stuff like that. So, you can see the different amount of people. You may see one or two here and there, but when you look at Formula One, it's there's probably like a couple of hundred celebrities there. So
and like, no, go ahead.
so I think from that perspective, I think they want to make it more of a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? So and so how does that connect? Maybe you may see more stuff across like different brands as far as sponsorships. So Red Bull and all these different companies make make cross pollinate different different things like you'll see Marquez and Steph. What is his name? Steph. I can't get his name right now. He won Max, who won
Oh,
Formula One championship, and
oh
it's
man,
killing
first step.
Verstappen. Thank you. It's early, and so you start to see that. So you may see more of that. You may see it trickle through maybe the hip hop community or whatever the case may be. But I think once you see more celebrities going to watch MotoGP, you're going to see more people watching MotoGP. And not to say there's not a lot of people already in outside of the U.S. Right? So I'm not trying to, I know there's a lot of people that's already into MotoGP and stuff like that. But when you look at Formula One, when you look at, I think soccer is like the number one sport, and I think Formula One is right underneath it for revenue and stuff like that. And so when you look at that, I think MotoGP motorcycle racing is not a niche market because it's been going on forever, right? MotoGP is 75 years old. Motorcycle racing has been going on when they hooked the engine to a bicycle, right? so I definitely and there are a lot of people that do want to get into motorcycles and stuff like that, but it's like American football, right? Convincing moms to come out to the game, right? And allowing their kids to see football being played, right? So football changed, and you see how it is now with the viewership of football, American football. So I think to get to your point earlier when you were talking about not a lot of people in motorcycles, uh, it, I think once families get more comfortable understanding the motorcycle community and understanding how racing is done, as you say, and stuff like that, I think then you'll see that it will grow even more. But again, it's gonna have to come from the top down. for that to
Right.
happen, because you'll have the celebrities coming out and showing all this stuff, and then kids are going to be curious about these kind of things, and then they're going to be talking to their parents about it, and so you'll see that. And once they look and be like, oh, suits got airbags in them, oh, there's a computer on board to keep things from not going crazy. I find that more people are going to be like, okay, let's go check it out.
I mean, I think it's well, from my perspective, like as far as like MotoGP or motorcycles needing help, like Mugello, Athens, like those tracks, like so many people, so many into bikes. Even Valencia at the end of the year, they have so many things for kids.
Right.
But there's some tracks I'm sure where they're just not satisfied with the outcome. And like we said on the last show, um, this plan didn't happen overnight. So this took a few years to take place, and I'm sure it's for the better. I'm sure they got something for the better. So just waiting to see um, what can happen, and I'm excited to make motorcycles more aware. Make motorcycles sport better and people more aware of the safety and everything
Correct.
that takes place in racing.
Yeah, exactly. And on that on that note, I gotta get coffee again. We'll piece people out. If you want to shout out your sponsors.
Yeah, always Official Vortex, J&G Performance, Hideaway Rentals, and Woodcraft Technologies always supporting me since I started.
No doubt. Shout out to Hamden Yard. Go to hyboston.com or hamdenyard.com. Get your latest gear. Go to Workbench Tech for any computer issues or needs, consultation, anything. Workbenchtech.com. My name is Rex45.
My name is TJ with 2 L's and Coffee.
Peace.
Peace.